Hey everybody, welcome to GGS Railways. My name is Greg. This is my YouTube channel. Alright, so as you may know, I went to a train show over the weekend and I bought two standard gauge train sets, one that they had with them and one that I had to go pick up, and I went and picked it up today. I actually purchased this sight unseen, and I have peeked inside the box, but I haven't examined it real closely. I'm pretty excited for what I have seen, so let's get the stuff out of the box and we'll take a look together and we'll see what we see. Alright guys, so I got the camera zoomed in here and we're about ready to get all this stuff out of the box. I'm going to get the stuff out of the box and we'll zoom in real close and we'll talk about it, and we'll get out the value guide. Not that I care anything about the value, I just want to see what year it was made. So I have an idea what year it is. I think this is going up being the oldest one in our standard gauge fleet, but I'm getting ahead of myself on that. Alright, so before we get started real good, I want you guys to notice just how nice this GGS Railways mug is. Hint, hint, hint. And they are available in my store. And also there's a little icon on the video itself that should show you, as shown in this video or something like that. And it'll take you right to the information where you can get you one. Alright, so enough with that shameless plug. Let's get the stuff out of the box, shall we? Alright, so I stopped and got some contact cleaner on the way home because I took enough of a look at this guy that I can tell you that we're going to need. All right, so let's just start with the best, well, possibly the best part. So this is a number 13 standard gauge locomotive. It's got the stamp 13 as opposed to the embossed or whatever, which means it's going to be pretty early. They actually used a stamp. This guy, it does have some damage, and he's not perfect, but you know, for our fleet, that's probably pretty good. Now, the reason I got that contact cleaner is I looked at this armature and wow, I don't think I've ever seen an armature that looks quite that nasty. So the man at the hobby shop that said that this ran, but it ran very, very poorly, and I can certainly believe that. I don't think they did anything to it at all. So, all right, let's see what else we got in the box here. So what little I did research online, I do know that this was sold as a set, and this was sold as a set exactly as we have it here in the box. We have an observation car, and we have a car that would go in the middle. These are quite rough, but we're going to do our best to clean them up, and you know, we'll make them look as good as we can. The other cars that I have in there, I don't think they looked quite this bad when I got them. But they were pretty rough, and they cleaned up pretty nice, so I'm a little bit optimistic. And frankly, a little bit of scuff and wear and tear here and there kind of adds to the charm, at least for me. All right, so now, I said that this was the best part, and I kind of hesitated on that, didn't I? And the reason, the reason for that is, one of the main reasons that I actually purchased this was because it included track. And standard gauge track is, well, it's expensive for one thing. It's not that easy to find. And so anyway, so all right, this is what I saw when I opened the box. And I think this is just the coolest thing possibly ever. So it's a bridge, and not only is it a bridge, but I think it has all of its pieces. So that's pretty freaking exciting. So let's see, I think, let's get the GGS Railways plug out the way for a moment now. And anyway, I think this guy just kind of goes like this, and then like this. My table's not quite big enough to display it, is it? So yeah, it is. So all right. Anyway, looks like we have some pegs missing and some stuff on the track, but other than that, I'd say this is pretty sharp. Now let me get on the other side of this camera and make sure that you can actually see what I'm showing you. Yes, you can. Wow, that looks nice. Wow. So anyway, I noticed that the bridge is missing this little whatever you call these. I used to know what that was called. Anyway, it's missing one, so hopefully it's in the box, but you know, I kind of doubt it just by kind of the condition it's in. I think this has been stored somewhere a very long time just by the level of dust and grime and spiderwebs that I see on everything. So all right, here's the bridge, and I think we can all agree this is super special. This is nice. All right, so next we have a standard gauge switch, and that's quite nice. Now these tracks are in really good condition compared to the ones I have in there. One of these days I'm gonna have to pull out a piece of track from the stack that I haven't cleaned, and I'll show you just exactly what I'm talking about. That stuff is, whew, borderline non good. So this does move. It needs to be lubricated, but it does function. It does work. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, all right. So let's see what else we got. Looks like we have the other hand, left-handed and the right-hand switch. So that's pretty cool. Very, very nice. And then these guys have the, I just noticed the socket for the bulb. And it looks like the wire's intact. So that might actually work. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. All right, let's see what else we got in the box. I think I just gave it away. The rest of this, I believe, is just track. I'm going to move this box back a little bit. As a matter of fact, I might set it on this chair. I think the box itself is clean. It's just the contents of the box that is pretty filthy. So, all right. When I was told that this came with track, I pretty much suspected that it was just like a round of track because, believe it or not, on the standard gauge stuff, the straight tracks are pretty hard to find. And here's why. At least on the older track like this, most of the sets came with a round of track. And then the straights were actually optional. You could go buy them separately. And so a lot of people never wound up with the straight ones. So, all right. So we got a couple with the power thing here. That's pretty nice. And it looks like they're actually in not bad condition. I don't see any rust or anything. I mean, these are like far superior to anything I have in there. So, all right. So we got some more. So I will tell you that I have bought standard gauge track off eBay, a few other places, and you would pay more for the track than what I paid for everything here. So that's a good deal. That's a good thing. And so all right, so we are looking pretty good on the track here, and I mean they're not skimping on the track for sure. I'll say this is going to be a good sized little portion of track. So I think that's all the curves, and I assume that's probably enough to make a circle. I used to know how many per half a circle, and I don't know. I think it's 4, but I'm not sure. But anyway, all right. So then we got the straight tracks. Oh, there's a miniature straight track. That's kind of cool. I almost dropped it because I was expecting it to be a full one like this one. But I mean, once again, I'm impressed with the quality and the condition of these tracks, especially since the locomotive and those passenger cars are kind of, they look like, well, they've been through some stuff. All right, this is pretty freaking cool. Pretty freaking cool. All right, well, this one's kind of stuck together. Here's another one of those half tracks, or however you want to say it. It's probably right. Looks like about half. So, all right, we'll tally up what all we have here in a minute. So, all right. So far, I don't see anything that looks like just really like unusable. Unlike the last slot that I bought, which was a huge slot, but over 50% of it was not usable. To the point that the track in some places was actually rotted away. So here's an interesting thing. You see how these rails are bent? That's what I have in there. That's the problem that I have in there. And I'm not sure what causes that. I don't know how that actually happens, but that's the same thing we have going on there, why we lose our caboose and some other things every once in a while. So, all right. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pieces of straight track. Then we got 2 of the half tracks. So 9's an odd number. So I'm going to recount because maybe I missed one. Although maybe, I don't know. Anyway, actually, if you have 9, then you have 3. That would be 12. That is an even number because it's 1, 2, 3, right? Every once in a while, it's right, brain, guys. Every once in a while. All right, so 9 plus 3, so 12. And then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A nice even number. And once again, I don't remember how many of these it takes to make a half, but it may very well be 5. Then we have, of course, we have the 2 switches, and these are really, really nice, guys. Really, really nice. So alright, I think I want to get all this stuff off the table except for the locomotive and those 2 passenger cars. And I think we're going to try to clean them up a little bit, see what we can do, and maybe we can get that motor out of that little shell, clean it up a little bit, maybe see if it'll run a little bit for us, and that's probably enough for one video. So let's do that. Alright guys, so I have out the Lionel price guide here. I don't care so much about the value as I care about what year this guy is built. This is a 33 Lionel Standard Gauge 33. So let's see. Oh, well, here it is right here. So alright, so it looks like we have 2 versions of this. This one is the dark olive green. That's what this is. And with NYC in the oval, and that's right there. So this was made in 1913. So this is going to be the earliest locomotive Lionel that we own in standard gauge for sure. Now the other steeple cab that we have, I'm not sure that it's... Oh well, anyway, we'll look in a little bit and we'll figure it out. But anyway, it is solidly from 1913 because I only made this with this oval that one year. So alright, that's cool. Very, very cool. So now we know this guy's old. like you couldn't guess that, right? So alright, so I looked and I think that the way that this shell comes off is I think it's just 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, I believe. So I'm going to start by taking those out, and we're going to get this this whole motor out, and we'll see what we can do about servicing it. It's obvious to me that they did not do anything to it at the hobby shop, which is a good thing, because if they tried to fix it and they couldn't fix it, well, I know I can't fix it because they're pretty much experts. Just really good people. They're really smart, really knowledgeable about these guys. So alright, so while I was over there, I got kind of the tour of the place, and they got some really, really nice things. And yeah, fortunately I didn't take any money with me, or else we might have come home with a few more things. And yeah, so fortunately I don't get paid for a while, so we're safe for the moment. So I just noticed that these little cow catchers that I took off, these are cast iron. They're just held on by these 2 screws. That's pretty cool, and they're red. I think before we put all this back together, we'll clean it up as well as we can. You want to be careful when you clean these older guys that you don't wipe off the markings, because like I said, that number that's stamped on the side literally is a rubber stamp that they stamped the number on. Literally. Emphasize the word literally. So alright, this is coming along pretty well, I think. So far, no drama. So normally you would have to unhook the light right here, and there'd be a wire that would come up, but I just noticed that inside the shell I can see that the wire just comes up. It doesn't come through the shell, so we don't need to do that. Alright, so let's take this guy off ever so carefully. There he comes, there he comes. Alright. Alright, well, I lied about the wire. He is connected. Well, okay then. Woo, this wiring is crusty. Okay, well, not a problem. It's just this little nut right here, and it's loose. So we'll probably turn that by hand. Not a big deal. And we'll get that off of there. And we'll pull the wire through. So I don't know if this, and probably it is, this cloth wire is still available anywhere. Probably is, as many people as restore these things and do things. So, alright, got it out. Put that little nut back on there. I don't know if you guys can see just how dirty this guy is. I don't know if you can see the spider webs. Like I say, I kind of took a peek inside the box before, on my lunch hour, before I went back into work. I mean, I didn't have a lot of time, and my hands were like black. So that's how dirty it is. So anyway, this is the shell, It's pretty cool. Still got the step. And this guy does have a bend right here. And I suppose if you really wanted to, this would come off. You could probably get that out. But, you know, for our intents and purposes and the way that we play with our trains, that may just fit in all the better. So right, yeah, there's some more spider web. Wow. So all right, here's the little motor, and boy is he filthy. Whoa. Look at the level of dust on that. That is, oof, wow. So what made me want to take this apart is that I could see that the armature was just like, oh my goodness. I mean, it's black. This actually may be not any good. So I got that electrical spray over there that I unpacked and showed you guys a little bit ago. And when you get that spray, if you want to clean up your motors, whatever, you need to make sure that you get the one that actually is for electric motors, because what you could do, or what could happen, is that those little windings are varnished. And if you get a solvent that dissolves the varnish, well, suddenly your armature is no good anymore. And yeah, you don't really want that. So all right, I don't see anything here that looks like it's binding or worn out. It just looks like it's really kind of had a hard life. So I don't know, I can't tell if that's burnt or just dirt. So let's get a little spray on here. Let's see what we can do here. Oh my goodness. That was a little more difficult than I thought it was going to be. I don't know if we need the straw on there or not, but I'm going to put it on just in case. Alright. Let's see. If I can get it in here. Well, that didn't want to go in. Maybe, maybe it's insensitive or something. Wow, that's just not going in there. Oh, there it goes. Alright, apparently I just didn't quite get it going. So, alright, I'm going to move my coffee because I don't want to drink solvent later. I do think I'll get a little sip first, though. I drink way too much coffee, guys. Alright. Neither here nor there, Greg. Let's see what we can do here. So another thing you need to be careful about when you're cleaning these armatures, these little, well, you probably can't see it, the little brass sections here that are kind of divided, they're put on in a way and it's almost like a glue, and if you get any kind of strong solvent on there, they will actually come unglued, and then you're kind of messed over. So alright, that really doesn't really does not look like it's going to come clean on that, so I hope that's just the color that's supposed to be. But I rather suspect it's not. But in any case, we got it clean. Put my finger on it. Yeah, and my finger didn't come back dirty. So, well, yeah, it did too. Yeah, it did too. All right, well, so my only fear is if that's not burnt, that it's going to be dirt and it's going to get too hot. So I'm going to try to clean it just a little bit better. We're not going to try real hard. Just because sometimes you can clean things and break them in the process of cleaning. So alright, there's a lot of broken wires and stuff in here. This guy is gonna really need some attention in the wiring department. So I'm going to assume, let's see, before I say that, let me look and see if I'm right, but I think that originally this would have had a switch somewhere for forwards and back, and I think that's what all this is, but I don't see where that would have gone, so perhaps I'm wrong about that. But on the other hand, I can't imagine what else this cluster of wires would be for. Alright, well anyway, I don't guess it matters at the moment. So alright, we're going to spray this down again, aren't we? I'm going to spray down the whole thing. Which is either a really good idea or a really bad idea. I'm going to spray down the wheels too, why not? either good or bad. I don't think anybody spent a lot of time on this. And that could either work in our favor or work against us. Alright, well, I feel like we got enough on there that whatever it's going to do, it's going to do. Be more like I'll get it all over my sweater. I should have changed clothes, but you know, I get excited and I want to do things. I'm going to move these guys. And hopefully the springs along the way. So I guess probably the spray's in the way. The interesting thing about the electric motor spray is it's non-conductive, so you don't have to worry about, you know, starting up your motor and having a flash fire like some of the contact cleaners that you can buy. I've had that happen before. It's not fun. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but it will definitely wake you up, shock you. Not literally shock you, but you know, surprise. So, all right, I'm gonna clean this guy up. So, this guy has a single point that he collects off the track right here, and that's it. So, this is very, very cool. So, all right. I know that won't take the finish off the table because, well, it doesn't have anything to eat it. It's not that kind of solvent. And it's fast drying. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to throw away this rag. Alright, let's see. Do I have another rag here? Thought I did. Well, as usual, I'm about as prepared as nothing. Alright, so I have one here. Got a whole big bag of those. That just really comes in handy. So alright, so we got this guy. He's pretty cleaned up looking. The only thing I'm really kind of not happy about or concerned about is what that armature looks like, but I guess we'll be okay. We will see. The color doesn't bother me, just it kind of has to breathe a little bit or else it'll overheat, so that's my only concern. So alright, let's get out the fiberglass pencil and we'll see if we can do anything about cleaning up the contact on the commutator there. That word escaped me the other night, but it came to me just now. So yes, this fiberglass pencil looks a little worn. Do I have another one over here? I do realize you cannot see me. I thought I was just going to come right over here and grab this and come right back, and that didn't happen. Alright, well, this one's going to have to work. I'm sure it will work. I'm pretty sure. So, alright, here we go. So, get that little guy all cleaned up. That looks a lot better. So I'm hoping that the reason that this didn't run very well, or the reason he said it didn't run very well, because it was just simply filthy, and it was filthy. I mean, there's no denying that at all. So this fiberglass pencil is at the end of its life. I have another one there. I have another one in there somewhere. I didn't see it exactly. Just gonna clean all this up as best as I can. Really don't like all that gunk in there, but that's what it is. You know, from 1913 to now, it's had a little time to accumulate a few things. That's right. That looks pretty good, I think. Once again, you want to be kind of careful not to catch those little commutator sections, or else you'll pull them off, and well, then you're looking for a whole another armature or a whole another motor or whatever. So all right, I'm going to get out my ohms meter and make sure we don't have like a direct short here or something, because certainly that would make it run poorly, if at all. And let's see, that'll tell us a lot about what we're dealing with. So all right, here it is. This is a cheapie, but it works. So let's see what we got here. Nothing there. And we should have something there. So, all right, not cool, not good. Let's try a different section maybe. We got continuity on that section. We may have a dead sector on this armature. That may be why it runs poorly. Because yeah, I think we have probably a dead sector. All right. Well, sometimes that will fix itself when you run it, and sometimes it won't. So, all right. Well, the only way that we're gonna know for sure is to take it in there and put it on the track. Man, that stuff is just steady coming off. Wow. Can you see my rag? Ugh, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. So, all right. I kind of feel like instead of taking it in there on the track, I kind of feel like I want to bring a transformer in here, and we'll try it up here, because that may give us a better clue on what's going on. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go grab a transformer. I'll be back. All right, so I have a transformer out here, and I got the motor on its back here. We're going to see what happens. The ohms gauge says it's not going to work properly. And generally speaking, that is correct. So we'll see what we have here. I wouldn't get really excited for it to work. I do see possibly a bad spot there. Let's see. Let's get that cleaned. Give this the best chance that it possibly can. Very much suspect we're going to probably be looking for another armature. I don't know that, but I think it's probably a pretty good guess. Maybe some brushes. So, all right. Let's give it a little bit of power. See what happens. Well, actually, there's a lot of power, but that's beside the point. So, all right. So far, nothing. Let's try turning it, because if it's got a bad segment, that would, yeah, it's got a bad segment. So, yeah. Alright, so yeah, predictably, we have some problems here. Alright, well, so, probably not going to be running this one tonight, but have a good idea of what we're going to need here. We're going to need some wiring, and we're going to need probably an armature. Maybe some brushes, although I think I see the brushes in there. I think the brushes actually look okay. Now I'm wondering if maybe the brushes aren't springing. Now that's actually a fairly good possibility. Let's see. I should have tried that before I gave it power. And I don't think that's going to be what the problem is here, but you know, it does not hurt to look. All right, let's see. You know what? I don't think they're springing. Well, all right. Well, they got a spring. All right, so how does this come off? Let's see. Let's see. Looks like the wire just connects right here. And got actually a screw. And then it looks like it's got a cap. Can't quite tell, but I think that's what I'm seeing. Looks like a pressed on. Well, it was a pressed on cap. That's right. So it's just got a little cap there. Here's the spring. And oh wow, the spring may need a little help. So I think somebody may have gotten in here and rigged it. It's possible that could be the same spring or something else I have in there. But anyway, let's look at this brush. And if he doesn't fall out, well, we'll know that that's part of the problem. So I'm not seeing him coming out. As a matter of fact, I think I still see him right there. So yeah, that'll do it all day long. All right, yeah, that spring definitely needs to make the brush touch the armature, or else it's not going to do much at all. It's all right. So yeah, I think it's touching it now. I'm not sure how to get that out of there. My poor kitchen table. All right, let me play with this a bit and I'll be right back. All right, so I got one of the brushes out that was stuck in there and replaced it with the modern style brush, and it seems to be a little happier. It's still got a spot that's not picking up on. I'm just gonna let this run for a minute and see if it smooths itself out. Sometimes they will. All right, we'll come back to this in a minute. Let's start cleaning up these bodies and stuff on the steeple cab. All right, guys, so we've had this little motor running for about an hour, and I don't think that sector that's bad is going to come back on this armature. So we're probably going to be looking for another motor for this guy. Now the good news is, in the meantime, we were able to clean up the passenger cars a little bit, as well as the locomotive. I was able to push out most of that dent with my finger, actually. So that was kind of surprising. Got a little bit more right there, but once again. So anyway, apparently the locomotive is black. It is not green. That's how dirty it was. It wasn't evident which color it was. So I think I'm going to take this off of the power. I'm going to put it all back together, and we'll show you what it looks like all together. Obviously, I don't guess we can run it because this it's not going to start. It's not. It's got a bad sector, and it's actually got a piece missing. Not broken off, but it's like a big gap that's missing out of there, like it sat there on the track years ago and just kind of fried itself. Kind of well, for lack of a better term, a ditch. So all right, yep. So all right, we'll go ahead and turn this guy off. That's kind of painful. So let's see if he starts back up. That'd be kind of cool. Nope. All right, so we are going to have to look for another armature, maybe a whole nother motor. So I mean, although the motor itself is probably good because it's not even hot, and like I say, it's been running for almost an hour now. So all right, let me get this all back together and we'll be right back. All right, so here it is, all back together and cleaned up, and I think we can all agree that it looks much happier. So I guess we're going to have to find a armature for that motor, or another motor or something. I've seen actually that style of motor before for sale, and as I recall, I don't recall it being a lot of money, unlike the the super motor that they use for, that's what they call them, super motor for the 10E. So anyway, we will definitely check it out. Now, you know, I'm kind of wondering if we can put this on the track and let it be pulled by the other one. I don't know, that sounds like some definite shenanigans. I'd like to see it go around the track. How about you guys? Let's do it. All right, guys, so I have the 318 steeple cab locomotive hooked to the 33, which is the older of the two, the smaller of the two as well. Interestingly, there's about a decade's worth of difference in the production dates of these two steeple cab locomotives, and it's kind of obvious that Lionel kind of got their stuff together on the mass production end in those 10 years, and they quite improved the look. And anyway, so let's get this going. The 33, the smaller steeple cab, the one that we just pulled out of the box, is still powered, so it will be helping a little bit, but not much. And then we got the two passenger cars that we just got with the 33 that we cleaned up. They still are pretty rough, but you know, for our intents and purposes, and especially for our little train family here, is probably, well, they fit right in. Let's just put it that way. So all right, enough talk, let's get this going. So as dirty and grimy as all of that was, I promise you, this is the first time that any of this has been around the track in a number of decades. Pretty cool. So this isn't well, I didn't imagine running it at all, but this isn't the way that I imagined running this tonight. So we'll definitely keep you guys updated on the quest for a way to repower this 33, get them going. Alright guys, well, this is about it for this one. I really enjoyed this. I am really excited to have some better track. I'm really excited to have that bridge. That bridge is really nice. I like that quite a lot. So, alright guys, with no further ado, GGS Railways out.